Let's see how it goes.
Yes.
And now on to our top story. As the country waits with bated breath for the completion of the Talanta Sports City Stadium, earmarked to host some of the matches of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations, project architect Major Victor Kenge says the facility is poised to be one of its kind in Africa, thanks to the state-of-the-art technology deployed in its construction. Sporty Monday's Steve Shitera got an exclusive, extensive tour of the iconic stadium, taking shape in the heart of Nairobi, and filed this report.
Construction here, construction there. Every corner of the Talanta Stadium site is alive with activity as workers race to complete the iconic structure. Final touches are underway to give the stadium its outward look before the end of December 2025.
The stadium itself, externally, complete. That is in terms of the facade of the stadium, as you see behind me, as well as the roof canopy. That way to give the impression of outward completion. So we are about 21 months into the project. Right now we are at 68% overall. That is for the main stadium infrastructure as well as the support infrastructure.
The playing surface, which initially served as the main storage area for construction materials, is now being cleared ahead of laying a hybrid pitch, a mixture of natural and artificial turf.
It will actually be a hybrid system. It will primarily have natural grass, which is Bermuda grass. But in addition to that, we will have some elements of synthetic turf just to be able to reinforce it. And this particular pitch will be primarily used for sporting purposes, that is football and rugby. But in addition to that, you can also use the pitch for concerts. But to be able to protect it, of course, the pitch will have to be covered to prevent further damage to the equipment that is on the pitch.
Engineers say they will deliver the stadium by 1st March 2026.
Ili kuweza kuanzisha rasmi ujenzi huu.
Exactly 2 years after the groundbreaking ceremony presided over by President William Ruto. The 60,000-seater stadium, sitting on a 45-hectare parcel, will offer an ultra-modern sporting facility featuring a 2,000-seater mini-stadium and 2 training grounds designed to accommodate rugby and athletics.
It will be the first in the country without a running track inside the stadium. So it will only be primarily for football and rugby. And then in addition to that, we'll have 3 training pitches, one of which will act as think of it as a mini stadium, making it a facility that can work independently, especially during a football tournament. The other 2 will be the pitch alongside a running track, with the main training pitch having an 8-lane running track, which will be done to tartan standard in line with the World Athletics requirements.
The stadium, which is earmarked to host the AFCON 2027 matches, will blend technology and artistic design to set new standards for sports infrastructure.
There's the aspects of technology in the form of the roof canopy which we are using. We are using a lightweight roof canopy which works using hydraulically tensioned steel cables, which is the first of its kind in the region. When you look at the form of the building, it's a very unique form. It is resembling a soccer ball. It is pure and geometric on the outside, and it also has some elements of our national heritage in the form of the shields. We will have a total of 8 shields all around the stadium, and the shields are derived from the national flag.
However, contrary to fans' expectation, the stadium's roof will not feature a retractable cover like the Santiago Bernabeu in Spain, and Major Kenge explains why.
The only part that will be covered by the roof canopy, which will be made of Teflon, is going to be where the spectators are sitting, which is similar to what we've done at Kasarani Stadium. And the main consideration for this is when you consider where we are in Kenya, we are in a very comfortable tropical climate. We do not have extremes of weather, winter and summer and the likes. So there is no need to temperature control the stadium as a whole. The most important thing is to just shelter the spectators for their comfort during matches, but the pitch itself will be open to sky, which also allows for natural ventilation and sunshine as well.
To improve accessibility, expansion works on Ngong Road are ongoing, alongside plans for a dedicated commuter train to ease movement to and from the stadium. All this as Kenya prepares her infrastructure ready for AFCON 2027.
Accessible to persons living with disability as well. And the way we've managed to achieve this is to ensure that the entry plazas approaching the stadium are all ramped. We've also provided for a total of 15 elevators across the stadium, so that from whichever side of the stadium you're coming in from, you can be able to access all the levels of the stadium. The media will have designated access on the western side. On the western side, we'll have two main entrances. One will be designated for VIP and VVIPs, and the other one will be used by media as well as various other event organizers. So they'll have their own dedicated entry point, and as they come into the stadium, they'll be able to access their media tribune and the media conference rooms from the VIP side. So we'll have a large press conference room on the ground floor level, and we'll also provide a media tribune on the upper levels where they can be able to do live commentating of the matches as they are going on.
With construction at 70%, Talanta City Stadium is emerging as a towering sporting icon in the capital, Nairobi, poised to serve as the main venue for the 2027 AFCON, co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. Steve Shitera for Sporty Monday, Talanta Sports City, Nairobi.
Beautiful stuff. Steve-O reporting there live from the Talanta Sports City Stadium. And of course, there's a clamor from a section of Kenya, or a huge populace of Kenya, to have that facility named after Raila Odinga. We wait to see whether President Ruto will walk down or will take that route. But Okili, yes. Beautiful facility shaping out there.
Fantastic, phenomenal. Wow, I'm thrilled. I wish it was even longer.
Now that's an international stadium.
Yes.
Forget the cowsheds governors have been constructed.
Yes. Also, the national government itself has partially participated in the construction of the said cowsheds. But this international stadium atones for the scene of construction of the cowsheds. I'm so happy. You know, sometimes we've been putting government to task. Anytime we start the conversation, Wakili comes here and cites the Constitution, says, oh, it's the role of Sports Kenya, Article 32, 31 of the Sports Act. Sports Kenya is supposed to do this and this. But with this facility that I'm seeing at this juncture, it is going to mitigate part of huge problems. You know, when we were hosting, when Kenya Police was playing the CAF Champions League, you noticed that the phenomenon of sports tourism has started creeping in. Somalia teams hosted their matches here in Nyayo Stadium. And that was just Nyayo Stadium, which sometimes is not fully accredited. Now, what about having these sports this Talanta or the Raila Odinga International Stadium to be? We are going to experience a lot of international teams which may even be training stopovers here in Kenya. I remember sometimes we used to have the Kenya School of Monetary Studies. It used to attract a lot of teams which were always on transit. Nigeria would sometimes train there, Cameroon would train there, and even Senegal, I think, at once trained there. With the completion of this facility again, I don't expect any challenges, field challenges, insofar as AFCON is concerned. And given the turnout, the way Kenyans stand out to cheer and support even Morocco as the finalists, we are hoping that the number of groups will be increased here in Kenya.
Absolutely.
Ile group yenye inafaa ikuwe Tanzania ama Uganda, nyang'anya hao, leta hapa Kenya.
And Ziti, this puts us in good stead, I want to believe, for us to host the opening ceremony of the AFCON 2027 and the closing ceremony of AFCON 2027, and have both matches played at the iconic Sports City Talanta Stadium.
Let's hope our neighbors will agree to that, because when we were when the finals of CHAN were being played in Kenya, you remember our friend Grace saying that Ugandans walikuwa wanateta sana because for them they've been having a very good stadium.
No, they'll still host the third place.
The third place was not that entertaining than the final.
That stadium in Ohima, is it Hoima?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is giving us a green light, not only to host even the AFCON, but again, of course, the CAF Confederation matches for the teams that are around East Africa that don't have stadium, they will be coming to play here. So, and then we can, President said Arsenal will have to come and play in Kenya, so we will still wait for Arsenal to come and play here in Kenya.
I said that in my short here because Rao was an ardent Ghana. He was an ardent sportsman.
Yeah.
And the only way of paying legacy or respect to his legacy, bring his beloved Arsenal here.
The
face Kenya
Arsenal
combined
too.
or Harambee Stars at that facility.
The president supports Arsenal too.
Actually.
Yes,
that's a big team.
Yeah,
your thoughts on this?
Well, I think it's a good project. Like Wakili said, it is true. You know, I was really frustrated a couple of years ago when I had a former minister saying, actually opening a stadium, calling it international, Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu, and for sure there was nothing even national in that facility at Mamboleo. So when we hear international and we see these kind of facilities, we are happy. We are simply saying that those other times it has not been done. It is not because it is not possible. It is because there's no willingness. Forget about all other things around it. But when you look at the facility that is coming up, you feel proud as a Kenyan. It also reminds me that the other day when the Kenya Rugby Union was discussing about hosting one of the top leagues here in Kenya, it was about this facility. Yeah, because this one is going to be football, rugby. You understand? So it is actually even beyond football. One thing that maybe needs to, and I want to believe that the engineers and everyone is involved is looking at it, is the question of accessibility when hosting mammoth crowds that we expect, for example, to come with the AFCON, so that, you don't have issues of congestion, the roads leading to that. I want to believe that even with the big announcements about the roads that need to be done, that's what is going to be taken care of, because I've been privileged to cover, tournaments as high as World Cup. And one of the things that really matters when it comes to stadia is accessibility when you are getting in and exiting. Finally, is to say this, that the powers that be are getting it right when it comes to the infrastructure, the question of infrastructure. What we must not forget is to ask the question, when this stadium is here, who are the boys who are going to be playing there and the girls playing there and scoring and winning? Because just like the Ugandans were saying during CHAN, although I don't know whether it was organic or it was not organic, that Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda exited almost at the same level, it would be beautiful. It would have been beautiful had we played the final at Kasarani against Morocco. So the question is this, heading to 2027 and even beyond, how are we preparing our teams so that at the end of the day we are saying we are in Talanta and we are doing it well? And maybe, Swila, let me just tie a point on this. The way you prepare for 2027, 2028 is by getting it right at the youth stages. And it is coming at a time that, I was really frustrated to see what happened over the weekend with our under 15 boys and girls going to Uganda for the CAF Football for Schools and our Patrice Motsepe Foundation. That we do not know. We do not know how the team was picked. We do not know why they were traveling on the material day of the competition, starting the competition. And still, we do not know whether they're even safeguarding officer. Almost every rule of the competition being ignored. So we are saying, when we're doing a good job like, putting up such facilities, we must ensure that the next generation, supposed to shine inside those facilities, is being taken care of well. And this one squarely goes to the President of FKF, Hussein Mohammed.
Steve, before we take a break, you're the man who was on ground alongside Simani. Probably, what are the nuances that probably you picked out that we are not able to see in this story?
So much, because in fact, the public, the VIP, in fact, the VIP gates have been put behind. The common Mwananchi will have a very special entrance whereby actually the artistic impression there, you will see that there will be a fountain in front of the entrance, a fountain that will really excite if you're going in with your child or with a young family. You can really have a nice time outside there before you enter the stadium. And probably even the gates, they are not called entry gates, they are called plazas. Yeah, because there's so much activity just outside before you enter the stadium. Probably an area that you can have a shopping area, restaurants, before you enter. So they are called entry plazas. So at each plaza, there will be activities that can entertain you before you go in, or at halftime you can come out, refresh yourself, then go back. Probably another thing that I picked, this is a stadium that has really employed so many youths. They were talking of around 3,000 workforce at the beginning, day and night. It has since reduced to around 1,500 because the workload has gone down, and it is taking up a professional direction. Probably that's another thing that I picked out. Talking of the road network, you see it has influenced, the stadium has influenced the expansion of the roads, that it will not only serve the stadium, but when you don't have matches, the roads will be free from traffic, the normal traffic. So I think it's a good project, and as you put it, the cowsheds that we really saw in the previous years, this is a benchmark. And I dare say, the technology that has been put into this, it's fully automated. I was told that the lights, no one will be switching it on.
The Nyai one has been giving us trouble for the last...
These are lights that will be switching themselves on. I saw a robot fire extinguisher. So it's a stadium that can only be compared to what is being put up in Morocco, probably because South Africa did their soccer city in 2010. So technology-wise, we are ahead. So apart from Morocco, I think Kenya is the second country to have a stadium of such a magnitude, probably because thanks to technology. And as we talk of Talanta, as Isia put it, probably let us allow young talent to thrive so that to enjoy such facilities. So when we hear of players being picked from a certain academy, taken to soccer for schools, it really hurts me that someone is taking advantage of where our young boys and girls can really thrive to ensure that their talent is realized and brought to where it's supposed to be. They should have at least, if they lacked a team, go to Musingu High School, Kakamega High School, Highway Secondary School, or St. Anthony's School in Kitale. Pick that whole team, take it to Uganda, rather than individuals benefiting from what should be for our kids.
And then it was based in Nairobi, actually, the selection. Was in Nairobi.
Beautiful stuff there from the Jamhuri grounds. And of course, we want to take a brief commercial break, but before we do that, we want to remind you of our question of the day. Mohamed Salah, there's a civil war, so to speak, that has erupted at Anfield. Should he quit or should he stay put? 22422, that's the SMS line. We want to hear your thoughts. Also, X us at TV Kenya, at Isaac Swila. We are also on Facebook. You could interact with that question there. We are going to sample some of your thoughts when we return. Remember, we have all the action in the English Premier League, including the Tong Modo Championship. Stay tuned.